Raise your right hand if you know a veteran. That's almost all of you. Do you know what they have been through? Or what about their silent struggles? Did you know that 22 veterans a day commit suicide? Although you may not fully understand the silent struggles of our veterans, there are organizations within our communities who do, like the American Legion. Veterans are the backbone of our country, as they have raised their right hand and swore under oath to protect and serve our way of life. It is our unspoken duty as American citizens to make sure that they are aware of organizations who stand readily available to help them. As an American citizen who has raised my own right hand to protect and serve this great nation, I know the fundamentals of the American Legion, as I am the Vice Commander of American Legion Post 110. Today, I will be discussing a few main points with you of the American Legion. First, we'll talk about their history. Second, we'll go over membership requirements. And third, we'll discuss the 4 pillars of which the American Legion contains. To get started, I'm going to briefly discuss the history of the American Legion. Now, presidential son, General Theodore Roosevelt, was the first of which to envision an organization that soldiers near and far could continue relationships established during their service. He began to pull pieces together in order to form an international veteran organization known as the American Legion. Roosevelt Jr. called on a group of 20 officers who all served in World War I to begin planning the foundation and the principles of which the American Legion shall be built upon. The Journal of Education published the story of the American Legion, of which stated, the American soldiers had a big idea in their minds as to what they wanted this newly founded organization to be. Nothing less than a new patriotic body. The American Legion was officially founded in 1919 in Paris, France. This newly founded organization would give veterans and their families the opportunity to continue to serve their country, but rather serving on foreign lands, now they had the chance to give back and serve within their communities. It was specifically founded for those who served in the Great War, as the morale amongst returning troops was very low. Now, the charter was later amended to accept all veterans whose service was honorable. The American Legion's 4 pillars of service are veterans and rehabilitation, national security, Americanism, and children and youth. According to Encyclopedia Britannica website on the American Legion, American organization webpage, each of these pillars include a variety of programs that benefit our nation's veterans, their families, the youth of America, and also ordinary American citizens. The American Legion has helped to pass legislation ensuring veterans can pursue civilian careers after serving their nation. In 1994, the Legion played an important role in the enactment of the GI Bill of Rights. The GI Bill of Rights covers the cost of college education or vocational training, ensuring that they can obtain careers after their service. According to the American Legion Education Institute Basic Training, the war had created a massive number of widowed spouses, fatherless children, and disabled veterans. At the time, the U.S. government had no comprehensive health care system, and the need for one became profound. The American Legion was one of the first organizations to address this problem and began to reach out to veterans and their families. The Legion set in motion many reforms to provide medical care benefits to them. Now that I have introduced you to the history of the American Legion, let's talk about membership requirements. According to Funk and Wagner's New World Encyclopedia website, up until 1942, membership in the Legion was limited to American soldiers, sailors, Marines, and nurses who had served on active duty service during World War I. But thanks to the Legion Act, now any veteran who served from December 7th, 1941 to present honorably may join the American Legion. This includes all active duty military as well, as serving 1 day of federal active duty qualifies them for a membership. There are more than 12,000 American Legion posts throughout the United States. When applying for a membership, all that is required is for the veteran to provide a copy of their DD-214. This allows the post to verify that their service was in fact honorable. Each post determines their own due rates. However, $40 is about the average annual cost of dues. The American Legion is composed of 4 pillars. The first pillar is Veteran Affairs and Rehabilitation. The American Legion is committed to ensuring veterans receive quality health care. They also research and recommend benefits for wounded and disabled veterans. Veterans may also go to the American Legion in order to obtain their help filing claims through the Veterans Affairs, especially those veterans who are in need of these services. The second pillar is national security. The American Legion believes that national security must be upheld in order to maintain a strong national defense, and this includes making sure that the Department of Defense is well funded. The American Legion also fights to ensure that troops have a good quality life and also a smooth transition between service and separation. Now, the third pillar is Americanism. The American Legion stands for protecting the foundation of America's cultural, morale, and patriotic values. The organization is dedicated to God and country and takes great pride in the United States of America's American flag and all that it means. Under this pillar, the American Legion also encourages active citizen engagement in the electoral process. However, the American Legion may not show any support or oppose any political party. Now, the final pillar is youth and children. This is one that the American Legion takes great pride in. The American Legion continues to support the all-around well-being of American children as today's young children face an array of societal pressures. They work to strengthen the family unit as a whole by supporting traditional family values. The American Legion provides more than $500,000 in grants each year to help support and improve the lives of young people. Now, today I have discussed a few main points on the American Legion. First, I went over their history. Second, I discussed membership requirements. And third, I explained the 4 pillars of service found within the American Legion. In closing, I want you to remember that veterans represent selfless service as they have voluntarily raised their right hand to protect and defend our way of life. Let it be our turn to show them the same selfless service as we make sure they are aware of organizations like the American Legion who are there to help them. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you.